So we have an event coming up tomorrow. We're going to be doing chopped brisket tacos. I've done a whole bunch of videos of how I do my pork and how I do some of the other stuff. I don't think I've ever done one of brisket. So I'm going to show you how I prep my brisket. We're going to be injecting it. We're going to put some rub on it. And then we're going to cook it hot and fast tomorrow morning. We're going to start about 7 o'clock. I don't start serving until 5:30 tomorrow night. So we'll be running it most of the day. I'll probably go about 4 hours at 300. Once we get the color and the texture we want, I'll wrap it up, throw it in there with some beef broth, and let it finish up. So I got this today at Restaurant Depot. I got one in my fridge that it's been aging for like 4 or 5 weeks. I couldn't take the chance of it not being good, so I went out and got another one. I'll throw that one in the freezer and we'll try it out another day. I think this one is 17 pounds. Gotta love the smell of brisket after it's been sitting in the cryo vat for a while. Okay. So as you can see on the sides, there's a lot of brown. We cut all that stuff off. You see it up here on the top also. Get rid of all that, all this fat in here. We'll get rid of all that. It's all hard fat. There's no way it's all going to render out. We'll trim down the bottom here. There's some pretty good fat cap. We don't need all of that. It's not going to render. It's not going to really do anything. It's just going to be there. So we'll trim a lot of that out. So we'll pretty much be able to use a lot of what we have. And like I said, we're just going to chop it. We're not going to do slices. We'll just chop it all up using my handy dandy Dexter knives. I really like these knives. They hold quite an edge for quite a while. And if you get them at the Dexter factory outlet, you pay half of what they are brand new. And there's really nothing wrong with them. I'll show you a trick of what I like to do too once we get ready to put it away, so I can see how all the fat and everything goes when it gets cooked. I'm really not the best at trimming a brisket. I do a little bit of a hack job at times. It's got some pretty good marbling there on the point though. For some reason, I don't know why, I always trim both sides just to kind of trim it out, get it to be somewhat flat. Alright, now you got this whole big fat cap right here. It's never going to render. It's just, so get rid of it all, cut it all out. Like I said, we're going to be doing tomorrow, we're going to be at the Preston Ridge Winery. So if you're in the area and you want to come down, check it out. They got bands playing. They'll have us down there serving food. It's usually a pretty good time. We'll be there 5:30 to 8:30. We're going to be doing the brisket tacos. We're going to do pulled pork sliders. We got some chicken. We'll do some pulled chicken. Mac and cheese. We're taking a break on the moist for tomorrow. See, this is all just fat. It's all fat. It's kind of the vein that separates. You can see it a little bit on top here. Right here, this is kind of the vein that separates the flat right here to the point. So we'll cut a lot of that out. We'll trim up a lot of this extra fat. This is pretty much a big fat vein that goes through the thing. That you really won't be able to cut all that out. But we'll trim as much of this off as we can. This is just a regular old choice brisket from Restaurant Depot. I think they're $3.29 a pound, I think. This one was 17 something. So we got this. I prepped the butt earlier. So we got this. We got one 10-pound Boston butt, and we got about 10 pounds of chicken. And we'll have some mac and cheese. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, now we're going to start getting into some of this fat here. You can see this right here. This is all the fat. This is what separates the point from the flat. So we're just going to cut a lot of that out. All this hard fat will never render. See the point starting to come out. I'm not going to go too crazy with it. I would go a lot more for a contest. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now what I like to do, you can either do it now or you can do it after. I like to see which way the fat's running. It's running this way. So tomorrow, once it gets cooked, I won't really be able to see that with the bark and everything on it. So what I like to do is just make myself a slit here. Now you got that little hanging piece that'll be there, so I'll know which way I got to cut it tomorrow. I'm going to chop it, so it really won't matter. But that's what I'll do for a contest. That way I'll know which way to go. I've actually forgot to do it one time, and I couldn't tell which way it was going. And well, let's say I started going the wrong way, and because I kind of freaked out and kept going, and by the time I realized what I did, well, it was a little too late. So for that contest, I was only able to turn in burn ends. So I'll trim down some of this big fat on the back here, because like I said, this stuff won't go out either. You see some of it's pretty thick here, so we'll just cut some of that out. Get it down to about 1/4 inch or so. Tomorrow I'll pretty much just take my knife, once it's all cooked, this will all be soft, and I'll just pretty much slice it all away. Alright, so there's our brisket. Now we're going to inject it. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know I'm a huge fan of these 98-cent injectors at Walmart. They work very well, and no trying to wash them, no trying to do anything with them. When you're done, throw them away. Just have some beef broth here. And we're just gonna inject the line. Go in a bit of a checkerboard pattern, I guess. I like to put my hand over it like this. As most of the cooks know, shit squirts everywhere. So I'll just get it in there as much as I can, try to go through the whole thing. Oopsie. come up and inject the point here. Like I said, you really can't beat these injectors. I mean, I've had the nice ones where you got to clean them, and what a pain. And these work just as well. The needle might be a little bigger than some like, but for the ease of just grabbing it out of the package for 98 cents and being able to throw it away when I'm done, Alright, so we got it all injected. Injector. I'll be the one to stab myself if I don't take it off. Garbage bound. You can see all the fat that I pretty much cut off it. Okay, so now we're going to start rubbing it. The rub's really nothing special. It's a special rub that I put on first. That's what I use in contests. But then it's pretty much just pepper and garlic. Hit the sides and everything. You can see the line, that's where the point comes down. And in case you're wondering where the burn ends come from, the burn ends come from this section right here. We've had burn ends save us at a contest, and we've had them burn us at a contest. It's funny, my dad hasn't eaten beef in probably 30 years, 25 years. And he started coming to contests since he's been around. And it's funny, he'll actually, that'll be the first thing he goes after. He'll eat some of the burn ends. And that's it. Our brisket's ready. I'll put it back in the pan and it'll go in the fridge. And like I said, I'll be firing up the cooker tonight, probably about 10 o'clock. I'll set it at probably 2:25, 2:30. I'll set my alarm for 5:30, quarter to 6. I'll turn the cooker up to 300. I'll get up at 7 and I'll put this guy and the butt on. Like I said, I'll let it roll for about 4 hours. Usually at that time, I get some pretty good color on the butt. It usually has a pretty nice red. Excuse me, 3.5 to 4 hours. So this guy will probably be about the same. I'll wrap them up in foil, throw them back in, and they should be ready. 11. I'll wrap them about 11, 11:30. So they should be out and resting by 3 o'clock. And like I said, we start serving at 5:30. So should be good. All right, guys. Thank you very much. See ya.